The Night Doorbell presenting The Devil Show.
Once upon a chilling autumn evening, a curious soul named Soma decided to search for furniture deals on Craigslist. Little did she know, this online expedition would spiral into a suspenseful thriller beyond her wildest nightmares. Soma stumbled upon a listing titled, "Antique Mirror, Price to Die For." Intrigued, she contacted the seller, a mysterious figure named Victor. He insisted on a meeting in an old, decrepit mansion on the outskirts of town. Despite her reservations, Soma's curiosity got the better of her. The night arrived, casting an eerie fog over the mansion as she approached. Victor greeted her with a sinister smile, leading her through dimly lit halls. The antique mirror stood alone in a dimly lit room, exuding an unnatural aura. Victor spun a tale about the mirror's history, claiming it was cursed by a vengeful spirit. Soma dismissed it as a hoax, but as she gazed into the mirror, her reflection twisted into grotesque forms. Panic set in, and she tried to flee, but the mansion's doors locked behind her. Soma was trapped, and the mansion's walls seemed to shift and groan. Victor's face contorted into something otherworldly, and he chanted incantations. The room filled with ghostly apparitions, and Soma realized that the curse was real. With terror in her heart, Soma fought back against the malevolent spirits. In a moment of desperation, she shattered the cursed mirror. An otherworldly scream echoed through the mansion as the spirits were released. The mansion's doors swung open, and Soma ran for her life. She never saw Victor again, but the curse of the antique mirror haunted her dreams for years. So, dear reader, the next time you're tempted by an allegedly true Craigslist deal, beware of what may lurk in the shadows. There might be more than meets the eye in the world of online bargains. In a quiet suburban town, a woman named Emily was on a quest to find unique collectibles on Craigslist. One fateful evening, she stumbled upon an intriguing listing titled, "One-of-a-kind enchanted doll, free to a good home." The ad claimed the doll possessed magical properties, but Emily dismissed it as a prank. Curiosity piqued, Emily contacted the seller, a mysterious woman named Madame Lefebvre. Their meeting was set for midnight at a desolate park. Emily arrived to find Madame Lefebvre shrouded in a hooded cloak, holding the enchanted doll. The doll, with lifelike porcelain features and hauntingly realistic eyes, emanated an eerie charm. Madame Lefebvre whispered, "This doll grants wishes, but at a price," and handed it over to Emily, who scoffed at the notion. That night, Emily wished for wealth, and the next day, she found a mysterious envelope filled with cash on her doorstep. Thrilled, she made more wishes, each one granted, but with increasingly sinister consequences. Friends and family members began to vanish, leaving only eerie messages on her phone. Terrified, Emily returned to Madame Lefebvre, begging for help. The enigmatic woman told her the doll demanded a soul in exchange for its powers. Emily, consumed by guilt, offered her own soul to reverse the wishes, but it was too late. As Emily's soul was absorbed by the cursed doll, she felt herself fading away. Madame Lefebvre revealed her true form, a malevolent spirit bound to the doll, and vanished into the night, leaving Emily as a lifeless, porcelain figurine. The cursed doll was returned to Craigslist, waiting for its next unsuspecting victim. Remember, dear reader, that the allure of free treasures on the internet may come at a cost too steep to bear. Be cautious in your online searches, for you may encounter horrors beyond your imagination. In the heart of a bustling city, a photography enthusiast named Daniel was constantly on the lookout for vintage cameras. One fateful evening, while browsing Craigslist, he stumbled upon a listing titled, "Rare Vintage Camera, a Window to the Unknown." The ad claimed the camera could capture glimpses of otherworldly realms. Daniel couldn't resist the temptation. He arranged to meet the seller, a cryptic individual named Mr. Blackwell, at an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. As the night grew darker, the warehouse seemed to pulsate with an ominous energy. Mr. Blackwell handed Daniel the vintage camera, an eerie relic covered in mysterious symbols. With a sense of unease, Daniel took the camera home. Eager to test its capabilities, he aimed it at his living room and snapped a photo. The resulting image revealed a shadowy figure lurking in the background, its eyes glowing with malevolence. Each subsequent photo captured unsettling scenes, glimpses into a nightmarish dimension. Daniel's home became a battleground between the supernatural and the mundane. Sinister whispers echoed through the walls, and he often awoke to find strange symbols etched on his skin. Desperate to rid himself of the cursed camera, Daniel returned to the warehouse, only to discover it was gone. Mr. Blackwell had vanished into thin air, leaving behind a cryptic message warning of dire consequences. As Daniel's life unraveled, he realized the camera fed on fear and despair, using him as a conduit to the otherworldly. In a final act of desperation, he destroyed the cursed relic, shattering it into countless pieces. But the malevolent forces it had unleashed could not be contained. They dragged Daniel into a nightmarish abyss, leaving nothing but an empty, haunted apartment. Beware, dear reader, of seemingly innocent treasures on Craigslist, for some deals may come with a price too high to pay. In the world of online marketplaces, darkness may lurk behind every corner, waiting to ensnare the unsuspecting. In a quiet suburban neighborhood, a young woman named Lily was always on the lookout for unique finds on Craigslist. One chilly evening, while browsing the platform, she came across a cryptic listing that read, "Forbidden relics, trade for your deepest secret." It intrigued her, but she assumed it was a prank and decided to investigate further. The seller, who went by the name Elias, communicated only through encrypted messages and insisted on a midnight meeting at an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. Against her better judgment, Lily agreed and arrived at the desolate location under a moonless sky. Elias emerged from the shadows, bearing an old wooden chest filled with what appeared to be ancient artifacts. Each item had a sinister aura, as if they held untold secrets. He explained that he would trade these relics in exchange for her deepest, darkest secret. Curiosity piqued, Lily hesitated but eventually confessed a long-hidden transgression from her past. As she spoke, a malevolent energy seemed to envelop her, and the shadows in the warehouse deepened. Elias accepted her secret and handed her the chest of relics. As she left, he uttered a chilling warning, "Be prepared for the consequences." Over the following days, Lily's life took a nightmarish turn. Dark apparitions haunted her every waking moment, and whispers of her secret filled the air. The relics she had taken seemed to pulse with a sinister life of their own. Desperate to break the curse, Lily returned to the warehouse, but Elias was nowhere to be found. The chest of relics remained, sealed with an ominous inscription. She realized that her secrets had become intertwined with the malevolent artifacts, and there was no way to sever the connection. In the end, Lily paid a terrible price for her curiosity, her life forever haunted by the enigmatic relics she had acquired. The lesson here, dear reader, is to be cautious when dealing with mysterious listings on Craigslist, for you may stumble upon dark forces that demand more than you are willing to give. In the heart of a bustling city, a college student named Alex was known for his obsession with collecting vintage items. One fateful day, he came across a peculiar Craigslist listing that read, "Mystery Box, Uncover the Unthinkable." The ad promised an enigmatic experience, and curiosity got the better of him. The seller, an eccentric man named Mr. Thorne, insisted on a meeting at an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. The location was shrouded in an eerie silence as Alex arrived, feeling an inexplicable unease. Inside the dimly lit warehouse, Mr. Thorne presented a weathered wooden box adorned with peculiar symbols. He whispered that the box held secrets beyond imagination and offered it to Alex for a meager price. Unable to resist, Alex agreed to take the box. As days passed, strange occurrences plagued Alex's life. Unexplained shadows danced in his peripheral vision, and whispers echoed through his apartment. He decided to open the mysterious box, hoping it held answers. Inside, he found a collection of cryptic journals, filled with nightmarish accounts of otherworldly encounters. The pages spoke of a cult that worshipped dark forces and conducted unholy rituals. The more he read, the deeper he was drawn into the sinister world described within. Alex's nights became plagued by terrifying dreams, and he sensed a malevolent presence watching his every move. He realized he had become entangled in a web of darkness, with no escape in sight. Desperate to break free, Alex returned to the warehouse to confront Mr. Thorne, but the warehouse had disappeared without a trace. His only option was to reseal the box and bury it deep in a remote forest. But the malevolent forces unleashed by the box continued to torment him, and his life unraveled until he became a mere shell of his former self, haunted by the secrets he had uncovered. This tale serves as a chilling reminder, dear reader, that some mysteries are best left unexplored. Craigslist may offer tantalizing enigmas, but they may come at a price too terrifying to pay. Beware the allure of the unknown in the world of online marketplaces, for you may find yourself ensnared in a nightmare beyond imagination. In a quiet suburban town, a man named David was an avid collector of antique keys. His obsession led him to scour Craigslist listings late into the night, searching for the next unique addition to his collection. Little did he know that one seemingly ordinary key would plunge him into a harrowing suspense thriller beyond his wildest nightmares. One evening, he stumbled upon a listing that read, "Ancient skeleton key, unlock your deepest desires." The ad promised that the key had the power to reveal hidden truths and fulfill one's heart's desires. Skeptical yet intrigued, David decided to investigate further. The seller, who went by the cryptic name The Keeper, insisted on a clandestine meeting at a remote cabin in the woods. The journey to the cabin was treacherous, and David couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Inside the cabin, the keeper presented him with an ornate, rusted skeleton key. He warned David that unlocking the key's power came at a cost, but curiosity drove David to accept it. As he left the cabin, the keeper's haunting laughter echoed in his ears. Back home, David couldn't resist the temptation to use the key. When he inserted it into an old, locked journal he'd owned for years, the key turned smoothly, and the journal's pages filled with the secrets of his past, both dark and mundane. But the more he read, the more he became consumed by his own history. As days passed, David's obsession with the key grew. He unlocked doors to long-buried memories and discovered unsettling truths about his own family. Shadows danced around him, and whispers filled the air. He realized that the key had a malevolent agenda of its own. Desperate to break free from the key's grip, David returned to the remote cabin, but it had vanished without a trace. The only option left was to return the key to where he had found it, deep in the heart of the woods. However, the key's power was not so easily relinquished. It continued to torment him, turning his life into a waking nightmare. David became a prisoner of his own memories and secrets, trapped in a never-ending cycle of torment. This tale serves as a haunting reminder, dear reader, that the allure of the unknown on Craigslist may lead to unimaginable horrors. Be cautious when pursuing mysterious listings, for you may unlock a terror from which there is no escape. Friends, how did you like the story? Don't forget to write in the comments, like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you tomorrow with another new interesting story. Thank you.